You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
So glad you're with us on this Friday Eve, getting closer to the weekend here. It's 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're waking up this morning to some beautiful pink skies,
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, gorgeous day that we have on hand today. Very similar to yesterday, mild as far as your temperatures go, sunshine. But changes coming tonight into tomorrow.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go.
Going to include some cloud cover, some windy conditions, and even a chance for rain in the forecast, mainly Friday and Saturday. But today, Thursday, hey, you got a lot of sunshine, widespread 70s from the coast to your inland valleys, 76 on average across the valleys, 71 for the mountains, and even low 80s for the deserts. It is mainly tomorrow and Saturday that we see that best chance for rain in the forecast. Best chance, as a single day goes, is going to be tomorrow. But again, 34% chance isn't quite as impactful as the essentially 100% chance that we have of cloudier skies, windy conditions, and cooler temperatures. So we'll talk about all those other details coming up in a few. Back to you.
From sweater weather to jacket weather. Thank you very much, Evan. And now this morning, police trying to determine the motive in this double homicide downtown. The suspected gunman was later killed in a shootout with Harbor Police in Little Italy.
One of those officers was hurt and is recovering this morning. CBS 8's Regina Iurita live in Little Italy with the latest information on this shooting here. Regina.
Yeah, guys, and at this time, we do know that that suspect is a 26-year-old man. Authorities have told us that this was not a random attack. In fact, this was targeted, but there is no public threat. So they're still investigating a motive. I want to get to video here of what it looked like yesterday because this all started just before 9 a.m. The first incident taking place on Ash Street and Union Street. Police had received a call about a shooting. When officers arrived, they found two people shot and killed inside a parked car. The victims were a 39-year-old man and a 31-year-old woman. After the initial shooting, the San Diego Police's helicopter began flying over downtown, broadcasting the description of the suspect. According to SDPD, two Harbor Police officers were in the area when a witness flagged them down and told them that he had noticed a person hiding behind an electrical box. Less than an hour after that, less than an hour after the first incident, the two officers found the suspected shooter on Kettner and Ivy and approached him. That's when a gun battle unfolded, injuring one officer and the suspect. During a briefing yesterday, Lieutenant Campbell says it appears that the suspect prompted the shootout by opening fire on the officers. The 26-year-old later died from his injuries at the hospital. As for the police officer, he was shot in the hip during the shooting and underwent surgery, but is expected to survive. Here's what police told us.
To tell everybody to keep this police officer in their thoughts and prayers. This is a very dangerous job that we do, and today signifies that.
And police say they know how the suspect and his two alleged victims are related, but they have not released any further details, including their identities. Again, they are still investigating a motive because of these two deadly attacks. But for now, those are the latest details coming from downtown. I'll send things back to you guys.
Regina, thanks for the updates. This morning, there is growing reaction after President-elect Donald Trump chose former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to become his U.S. Attorney General. Gaetz has been the subject of House and Justice Department investigations into allegations of sexual misconduct and sex trafficking. The choice is raising eyebrows from both sides of the aisle.
Just kind of like a God tier kind of trolling, just to trigger a meltdown.
I just think it's silly. The president is smart enough and his team is smart enough to know that Mr. Gaetz will never get confirmed by the Senate.
Gaetz, a staunch Trump ally, resigned from the House yesterday. According to CBS News, it happened days before a House ethics panel was set to vote on whether to release its investigation into Gaetz. Trump also named former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard to be his director of national intelligence. She will likely be questioned over sympathetic statements towards Russia and a self-funded trip to meet Syria's leader.
Today, Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman plans to introduce a resolution that would reaffirm part of the Constitution that says presidents can only serve 8 years. This comes after Trump joked yesterday that he would serve a third term if he was allowed to. Congressman Goldman posted on X, quote, "We are a nation of laws, not kings." Meanwhile, it's now official. Republicans will likely have control of all three government branches. The Associated Press now projecting Republicans take enough seats to win control of the House. This could help Trump swiftly implement his agenda, including mass deportations, extending tax breaks, and reshaping the U.S. economy. You see that number, 218, on the red. And now you can help send ill and injured military veterans home for the holidays.
That's right. The Warrior Foundation Freedom Station's annual Give-a-thon happening right now. And CBS 8's Chris Groh live at Freedom Station 2 in South Park with how we can all help. It's easy as just picking up that phone, right, Chris?
It's so easy. All you have to do is pick up that phone. In fact, you'll be speaking with one of our reindeers. You'll then hear those cowbells, 619-578-2615. It's like Christopher Walken in SNL. I'm going to need more cowbell, okay? So we're going to need to hear that cowbell here all morning long because it means that we're going to be helping our warriors. You heard it. It's the greatest jingle known. It is the greatest jingle this holiday season. But we're really helping those warriors get home. Want to bring in Povis McNitus here with the Warrior. Look, Povis, you have a unique story in that you were helped by Freedom Station 1. And now you're able to obviously continue. Tell me about what it is that the Warrior Foundation did for you and sort of, again, how it is that the public can help find more people, find more warriors to help.
Yes, well, you know, looking at me right now, you wouldn't really see everything that occurred to me, but I was serving the Marine Corps in Afghanistan, missing a third of my mouth now. My ear was ripped off, so I was at the Balboa Hospital, going through numerous surgeries and therapies, going through all that. And what really people think is, you know, you think about all the medical care, but one thing that Warrior Foundation does specifically that's really meaningful, especially around this time of year, is if guys aren't able to get home to see their family, they will fly their family in to see them, or if maybe they don't have the funds to go out to see their family, they fly them to see their family over Christmas. And all the medical care that you receive doesn't do what seeing your family can do for your recovery.
And we were even talking with Andy just about a half hour ago. Getting medically cleared is even another hurdle within itself. But having been with the Warrior Foundation, being able to speak with some of those warriors who are able to get home, what does that do for their morale?
Say that again?
What does getting home for the holidays do for their morale, for those warriors' morale?
Well, it's really, you know, I mean, I think studies are coming out showing how, you know, your mental health, like whether if you really start seeing a positive outlook in life, you know, if you really your day to day, especially when I was in, you know, it's surgery after surgery, therapy after therapy, seeing doctors, and it's really just it's a drag. And then when you get to see your family, you get to see their faces light up, to see that joy, that kind of gives you that fire to really kick it in.
Yeah. Well, Povis, thank you so much for this morning. Thank you so much for your service. And again, guys, warriorfoundation.org. But if you prefer to call, then you can get us some more cowbells. We can talk with these amazing reindeers, 619-578-2615. It is that easy. We're going to need more cowbell all morning long. Eric and Netta?
Absolutely.
I love the cheers, the
really
excitement. They're wide awake at 6:08.
Oh, yeah.
We
They're
gotta
taking those
keep them
phone calls.
awake.
Bring those donations in.
Keep them
Get our
busy.
warriors home. Thank you, Chris.
Great to hear from Povis, too, and how much of an impact
Absolutely.
this has had. So,
He's come a long way.
Thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. Yeah, an exciting morning there, of course. And it looks like everyone's kind of wearing
You
sweaters.
should be bundled up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Be out there.
They have the Christmas, maybe even ugly sweaters on.
Yeah,
It's that time
One
of
could
year.
say,
Santa hats.
as we said, it's subjective, right? But it is a cold morning out there.
Yeah.
Mainly 40s for the most part. Low 40s as you make your way east. Live look outside, though, is beautiful as we start off the day. Lack of clouds, meaning that once that sun does come up in about 10 minutes, we'll really be able to see those beautiful orange and red tones beaming on down. That's going to change tonight into tomorrow as we see that chance of rain climb. So I want to point out what that means for us in terms of our weather impact. Friday and Saturday are the 2 days we're watching out for. And the three things that we have on the radar are: number one, wind, strongest over the mountains and deserts. Number two, showers, scattered mainly. And then the chance of some snow above 4,000 feet. They're going to be scattered all the way through Friday and Saturday, but Friday seems to be the best opportunity for that rain. And then temperatures sliding 10 to 15 degrees cooler than where they normally would be. So it'd be colder out there too. Want to pause our wind gust forecast at this afternoon, where things are pretty mild overall, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Late tonight into early tomorrow, we start to see those winds pick up, especially across the mountains and deserts first. That's the purple and red on the screen. And then when we reach our peak on Friday afternoon, this is how those wind speeds look. It is going to be very dramatic, that increase in wind. So along the coast and inland, 20 to 30 miles per hour. For the mountains and deserts, 40, 50, even near 60 miles per hour. We'll be at 47 miles per hour as far as your gusts go by 3 p.m. or so on Friday. So it is going to be windy first off, but then we're going to see that rain come about, scattered for the most part, maybe a few hundredths of an inch along the coast, up to a tenth of an inch, and then we're looking at about a tenth, maybe 2/10 as you make your way inland, with the mountains seeing the heaviest accumulations. Here's what it's like out the door right now. Poway just dropped down to the upper 30s, 39 degrees. Ramona's at 33, just a degree above freezing. Along the coast, we are mostly in the 40s, and another live look outside at beautiful Mission Bay, as that sunrise is just a few minutes away. Let's take a look at traffic and how your roads have been over the last couple of hours. We have not picked up on much. It's been very quiet out there. We're starting to see a little bit of congestion on the 5 northbound, getting toward the Coronado Bridge. Looks like there's one surface street crash just off the freeway in Santee. But besides that, it's been a relatively smooth start to your Thursday morning commute out there. Let's look at your border wait times as well. It's also not too bad of a morning commute across the border. San Ysidro Port of Entry is only going to take you about an hour. That's compared to yesterday, where it was over 2 hours. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is going to take you about an hour and 20. Ned and Eric.